Of Best Blog, and one of the best ways to learn about content curation is to follow and observe the experts. So I found the best content curator on the planet, Robin Good, and he's agreed to Skype in from Italy. So Robin, introduce yourself.
Hi Beth, thank you for having me. I'm a small independent publisher. I'm out there since more than 10 years. Since 2005, I live completely off the work I do on the web. I am the founder of a little campus, the Pop Campus, Robin Good University, where I help people, individuals, small companies, transform their own passions into an online business. What did I do before that, just to give you a picture? Before becoming a small independent publisher online, I was a consultant to international organizations in the non-profit field. I worked for about 10 or 15 years with the likes of the FAO, the World Bank, the United Nations agencies across the world. I went to many third world countries to run workshops, training programs, and to help the people that need it the most learn and use this technology to communicate better. So I spent a lot of time being a trainer myself, and the news mastering or news curation thing started with hints that were already around the ether of the internet around 2004, when Robert Scoble was suggesting people with a historical article, historical blog piece, to send people off your side, give them valuable things. You don't have to keep them there. The value is really giving them something good. And Stephen Downes from the educational area, which was hinting at a coming social second network layer that was going to organize and make sense of all the information that was so rapidly growing at the time. The coming also of the RSS feeds, which were hundreds and hundreds and new ones coming day by day since 2004 till now, also ignited my interest in finding ways that you could aggregate, select, filter, pick up and choose, and spit out what I call a news radar. That is a very focused, topic-specific, thematic channel that tries to serve a specific tribe.
You mentioned that you live on the web. So how do you actually spend 8, 10, 12 hours a day curating information?
It would easily be something that if I didn't have a mental discipline for myself, and if I didn't have to worry about surviving economically, I could easily end up doing, because it is, I don't know, for me it is very addictive. It tends to be that kind of pattern that makes us also become so much less able to focus for extended periods of time on something, apparently. I mean, you're continuously running to find new things, something get you excited, some of these you share, you add something, and then on to another one, and to another one, and then you discover something else. You could never stop, because there is enough information out there that you could do it all day. So my typical day is trying to avoid to get into that trap, of just looking at what's out there, because that's really a dangerous risk. You know when you get in, you don't know when you get out, unless you establish it yourself beforehand.
So I guess the first question is, why the hell should my nonprofit or someone who works in nonprofit bother to do this? Isn't this a big waste of time?
Because this is an opportunity that you have in this ocean, in this tsunami of information. You must be seeing this yourself, the number of emails, the number of things that get you distracted, the number of interesting news and things that come out every single day. Are they decreasing? Are they getting tamed by you? I don't think so. If you're anything like a human being, these things are increasing. And whenever you find a lighthouse, somebody who can save you time, because there is somebody else who's spending all that time to go through, to sift through all the junk, all that litter information, all that spam, all that useless republishing, in other words, whichever the name of the blog or magazine is, doesn't matter. There is somebody, if there is somebody who does that work, the more time it passes, the more you're gonna be, appreciate that work. Can anyone be a curator, was your question. The answer is yes. If you are at the end of the spectrum where you're just, shuffling stuff around, passing things on, maybe littering a little bit this landfill of useless stuff. You're just regurgitating or echoing for your own friends and network stuff that maybe they have already read. That's impossible to know what they've already read or not, but that's one level. Anyone can do that, and there are some great tools to do that today. At the other end of the spectrum, there is a much tougher work, which I think requires for you some skill. So it's just like a DJ or a jukebox or a normal streaming channel of music. I mean, anybody can put on records, but to put a sequence of music that blends together properly, that has a tempo that grows and maybe some special momentum, it's all the art of the DJ. What does the curator do in parallel to that? Well, he, like an artist, he shows what would not be visible otherwise to the people who are following him. He highlights, uncovers, and makes sense even on things that officially do not belong to the topic of interest.
And what some of the most important best practices are for someone in a nonprofit who may want to do content curation as part of their content marketing, and maybe they have between 5 and 10 hours a week, and it's just a part of their job, it's not their whole job. What's the best trade craft recommendations you can give?
Number one, narrow focus. This is the toughest one. Everybody who comes in trying to be a curator has a feeling that they're gonna leave something out if they are too specific, and that's exactly the opposite of what you need to do. You need to be a valuable curator to somebody else. You need to be very specific. So if your organization covers 10 different products and areas or type of services, you should curate different areas. You shouldn't curate them all and mix them all together. You should address one, maybe start with one that is the key one, the most important one, and go over that very specific focus. Because again, think of what your objective is. Your objective is to unearth and highlight for people who are interested in that very same topic that you're curating, the best that is out there, but make it evident, not serve it like in a Japanese Parisian restaurant that is the best of the best. You want to juxtapose, propose, illustrate, order in ways that make sense the things that you bring there. So the second thing you want to do is you want to highlight for your readers what is the relevant stuff there. I mean, if you're just sharing links, I gotta go see all that stuff myself. I gotta go read every single thing, so you make me jump twice every single time you share something. So what you need to do is to highlight before for them without stealing any credit attribution or need to exist for the original author. What are the important things that are in there for your tribe? That is, what your tribe will find in there that is of value to them. Tell them ahead of time, you're curating that stuff, you read it, right? So you can highlight it, you can summarize it. That's an important element you want to do. Then you want to contextualize it. Because, the fact that there is a tool or there is a new service or somebody has done something means different things to different people. So who are you talking to? Who is your tribe after? What are they interested in? And so contextualize by the title. So in essence, Save the reader time by pre-digesting that information and vetting for them very carefully. Don't make the reader stay more time to read your curation and then they gotta go see also the original stuff, not knowing what you wrote or they wrote, and so they gotta go check it. That's the essence.
What are some easy ways for a nonprofit to get started? What are some tools? I mean, can they just start take your ideas about focus and selection and just do that on Twitter? Is that curation?
A curator, you need to have a channel, in my opinion. That's only my opinion, but in my opinion, you need to have a channel, a place on the web. Doesn't have to be your website, doesn't have to be a blog. It can be, a thing like Twitter or Facebook or a fan page or a Google Plus brand page in which you go after a very specific, narrow topic. How do you start that? Again, you could start with a Facebook fan page. That's easy. Google Plus brand page. You want to get a little more adrenaline running? Well, there are some tools out there. I know that, Beth, you want to hear some of those names. So the hot ones probably in my head would be SKYPE, that is scoop.it, shareist.com, Curat with a K at the beginning, curat.com. And also I still like, though, we don't know unless we give some more enthusiasm to the owner how long he's going to live, but it's still a great curation tool, amplify.com. So these are the ones that I suggest you get your hands dirty with, also because they don't cost anything to start with. You can play with these tools and they give you basically the opportunity to have a page, a place on the web in which you're gonna share and post the news, the content, the article, the reports that are relevant to the topic you curate. Yeah, I thought to make, your life easier. Also, anyone who's just listening or viewing this may want, not to take notes of these URLs. It's not easy. So I created 2 maps for you that can be useful because there are 2 key things essentially to do. The part of curation is very important. I'm going to give you a map now, but then there is also the other part, that is not all the curation tools, as you will find out if you don't know already, are not so great at finding for you the good content. I mean, they spit at you lots of content, but that's not so good. So it's not the quantity that you want, but the quality. So you need another group of tools that I call news and content discovery tools that are absolutely essential for a good curator to find the stuff he's interested in and then that he wants to curate and publish out. So for the curation tools, I've focused on selecting for you the best tools, the entry tools that do not require you to have a budget to go in and that are absolutely available to everyone right now online and that are specific for news curation. You find this map at a very easy URL. That's bit.ly/best news curation tools, one word. So that's bit.ly/best news curation tools. The other map, the one that is about news discovery tools, where you go out and find whatever may be most relevant out there. It's in another map, and the URL is bit.ly/best news discovery tools. One word, all lowercase, just that's it. Reasons to do this is that there is so much information that somebody sooner or later is going to take the position of gathering, aggregating, and selecting the best for the audience, for the market, for the niche, the industry you're in. So you want to be a copycat or you want to be the first in your niche to do that. That's an opportunity because we all need to have less noise and more relevant info. That's the reason.